Hey, yo, my timepiece don't ever stop. 6 sides, check them all, that's a lot to watch.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as you see, we finally got our garage doors. I am super excited about that. I have a huge package right here and a big announcement that comes with that, but give me just a second. We had to clear out all the garages because they needed to put the doors up, so they needed access to underneath here. And obviously it's hard to do with a car right here. So I'll move the car out of the left one and all of the bikes out of the other. Give me just a second. Let me sweep up all this debris on the ground and then I'll get everything moved back in, and then we'll start talking about what is in this box because you guys are gonna really be excited about it. I went and had this thing detailed yesterday and man, is it gorgeous. I really forget how nice this thing looks when it's clean. Okay, here we go. E85 cold start. These are always interesting. I'm halfway losing my voice, so I apologize now. It is a terrible week for me right now. There's a lot going on and then allergies on top of it. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that really sucks, so bear with me. All right, guys, so let's talk about what is in this box and why it is significant to me. Let me grab a knife real quick and open it up. So in this box contains something that is gonna get me so close to running 9s. Whether it'll actually get me there or not is pretty much up to me. This is gonna get me the closest to being able to do that. Let's open it up and check it out. Whew. Well, after aggressively destroying this box, I finally got what is in it out. And check it out. This is what was inside. So in my car currently, I have 373 gears in the rear end and the rear diff. Basically, those gears really help out a naturally aspirated car because they don't have a lot of power, so they rely on the gearing to really get it up and going. Whereas this car has way too much power for those gears, and therefore it kind of handicaps the car in a way because it takes off entirely too fast. I'm having to shift too fast. You guys have seen the videos, I will launch off the line and before I could even make it to the tree, I'm already having to shift in a second. And by the time I'm at the end of the quarter mile, I'm already at the top of 5th, almost in a 6th. So it's a really big problem with those 373 gears. It's too much shifting and it really just falls on its face down at the end of the track. Brock Yates, if you were watching this, huge thanks for sending this over. He actually had this diff out of a car with, I think, sub 20,000 miles on it or something like that. And he ended up selling his car. But anyways, this is a diff with 331 gears in it. And basically what that means compared to the 373 gears that are in my car right now, this is a lot taller gearing. So these gears will give me tons and tons of top end compared to the 373s that are in here. Hopefully I'll be able to get a lot better mile per hour with these gears and also be able to get a much better track time. Also, I have to take out my axles, so that's gonna be a blast. As you guys remember last time trying to take out an axle, it went great. So it's gonna be a painful process, so I'm not trying to get started on that yet. I don't think that I'm gonna get started on doing this diff yet today, but probably a next video. Well, fast forward a few days later, and let's go ahead and get this thing installed. First step, obviously, is I gotta jack up the side of the car on both sides, take off the rear wheels, and then this is gonna be the fun part. I gotta start pulling all the axles out, and looking forward to this. Well, I got the jack stands placed into the car. I'm gonna place secondary ones probably right up in here, just for safety precautions. I don't think it'd be too fun to have a car fall on you, so you can't ever be too safe. All right, so now that the e-brake is set, I can loosen up these lug nuts and get the wheels off of both sides to get access to the axles. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Let's go. Okay, one side off, and both wheels are off now. Okay, so let me give you guys an overview of what I need to do. It looks like I'm just gonna have to take off this caliper right here, take off this bracket right here for the brake line, take off this ABS line, and I believe that's either an ABS or a wheel sensor in there, one or the other. And then after that, I'm gonna have to disassemble this entire hub once again to get this axle out. Real quick though, I need to check the level of this diff to make sure that there is actually oil in here. And if not, I need to fill it back up, but there should be, hopefully. I know that it is a lot easier to fill up while it is on the ground and out of the car, for sure. So Looks nice and clean in there still, so that's good. Outside looks a little bit rough, but the inside looks fine. For some reason, Ford from the factory did not put any coating on this part of the pumpkin, and that's why it turns a rusty looking color, so you pretty much can't even help it. It just happens to all of them. Let me pick this up a little bit so it's a little bit more level so I can check it. Let me loosen up this plug, and it looks like it's already loose, so there must not be anything in there. And that looks like a negative. It does not look like there's anything at all in there. Well, since the diff is empty, I need to fill it up with something. So I'm gonna run to the parts store real quick and see if I can pick up some 75 W90. And that's probably what I'm gonna fill it up with. And then after that, I'll continue with everything else. I just wanna make sure that I can get fluid for this before I start taking out the other diff. Give me just a second, we're gonna run to the parts store and we'll be right back. Let's see what we can find. Transmission fluid, transmission fluid, transmission fluid, transmission fluid. Oh, here it looks like. Yep, we found it. 75 W90 with friction modifier. Heck yeah. Okay, so we just made it back to the apartment now. I'm gonna open up these quarts of diff fluid and fill this diff up. And after that, we'll continue disassembling the rear suspension and getting all of that stuff taken care of. Takes 1.6 quarts, so I know I can fill this one up all the way. Hold it up level real quick, and then whenever I start to see it come out, I'll tell you to tilt it forward, and then we'll put a little bit more. Whenever I tell you, drop that front end down because it's starting to come out. Okay, so it is definitely full then. That is plenty. It said it only needed 1.6, but for some reason it took 2, so. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna take off this bracket up here on the top, holding on the brake line. Alrighty, so that is off. Now I need to take out this sensor down here. Pull this out. That sensor is out. Let me set that up there out of the way. Okay, hang on. Before I go any further, I do need to release the Ebrake. That way I can get this caliper off and it doesn't mess up and have me bleeding these rear calipers again, because that sucked last time. I messed up doing that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take off this rear caliper right here and get that out of the way. Okay, rear caliper is off now. Now I'm gonna zip tie this up here to this rail so I can get the caliper out of the way so I have room to work with. Now I gotta get started on disassembling the rest of these suspension components. I'm gonna get started by taking off this top link of this vertical link right here. And I'm gonna try to disconnect just the top components of this hub so I can slide just the top down and hopefully get that axle out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's usually just a hit or miss thing to see if it'll work or not. Okay, so if you notice now, there's a bolt right here and a bolt down here that's still in the hub, but it's wanting to move around a lot more. So what I'm hoping is that once I get this big axle nut off, hopefully the axle will come out and we won't have to take the entire hub off. So I really don't want to have to go get it aligned, but if I have to, then I will. Let me go grab a socket real quick to take this axle nut off and then we'll get started doing that. What are you down there doing? Taking off the exhaust? Yep. Okay. So he's getting started loosening up the exhaust. If you notice right now though, you see how whenever I try to loosen up the axle nut, obviously the axle and everything can spin. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the car into gear and hopefully it won't spin. And it still does. This is where I messed up last time. Come here, I'm gonna need your help. I definitely should have taken this axle nut off first while the calipers and everything were still in there, so I could have pulled the Ebrake and had them sitting still, but now they're rotating. And so I can't really keep it tight. So you're gonna have to hold this, hold that like that.
Look how much that thing bent.
Okay, so you hold that right there. I have an idea. You hold that on this side. I'm gonna take this jack handle. We're gonna slide it onto here. We're gonna make our own little breaker bar. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, hold it for just a second. Just keep holding it. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to pull it all the way off. Oh. Okay, hub is out. Let me yank this axle out. Hopefully it comes out real nice and easy. Back at this again, I see. I really hope that we don't have to go to the same measures to get this one out. Okay, well, I guess this axle is going to be a really severe pain once again. Oh, got it. Oh, yes. Come out of there. Oh, geez, this thing is heavy. And we split the boot. Okay, so after a little bit of work. We got the axle out on this side. We got all of the suspension taken care of on this side. So just got to go repeat the process on the other side. So I'm going to do that real quick and I'll talk to you guys after we're done.
How is this one so much easier than that other?
I have no idea. Oh, big old axle number 2 out of the way. And so now we are down to the very last parts till we get started on putting this all together. Once we get this out of the way, then we should hopefully be able to get that loose and drop this diff down. Oh, so right now I'm loosening up the bolts on this drive shaft down here that bolts up to the actual pumpkin of this diff. And after we get this drive shaft off right here, then the diff is pretty much good to be let down. There's just 4 bolts holding up the diff, so it's pretty much straight and forward after that. Okay, 1 and 2 out. Austin, can you put it in neutral? Oh, yep, these babies are on here, that's for sure. After I take this bolt out, the drive shaft is gonna be free, I believe. This should just, yep, okay, pull that down and let it hang right there. That is perfect. Okay, so now that that is out of the way, all I have to do is take out 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts, and I'm pretty sure that that should be good. I think it just comes down. Actually, let me look and see if where that fit. Yeah, you see that vent tube up there? I gotta take that tube off real quick, and then once I get that out, then it will be good. Ow. Okay. Vent tube is out. Now, I believe it is good to go. Let me see if this is gonna work. So we're gonna use this jack here. Make sure it doesn't hit the car up a little bit. Okay, right there, that's solid. Well, alrighty. Actually, before I keep going, let me go grab a ratchet strap. We're actually gonna strap around the jack, and hopefully that will hold the diff onto the jack as much as possible, and then I'll get you to help me hold it up here in a second. Okay, so that ratchet strap is basically ensuring that this diff is solidly mounted to this jack, so that way whenever we take the bolts out, it's not just gonna fall over on one of our faces, and whenever we lower it down, it'll make it a lot easier to do that. So let me continue taking out these bolts that are holding the diff up. Well, we are on the last bolt right now, taking this diff out. Oh, here it comes. Hold it up. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to hold that up a lot.
All right, lower it down.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. All right, we can probably reposition it now.
Okay, slide it. Just watch the car. Watch the car. Okay. Oh, it's leaking. Oh, sweet. Okay, so here is the diff. This is 373 gears inside of here. Those are 331 gears, I believe. Basically, this is the adapter to bolt up the drive shaft. So we're gonna take this out and bolt everything back up, and I believe that we will be good to install everything back again. So pretty straightforward and simple. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but high five. Oh yeah, let's see your tattoo real quick. Yeah, check this out. We went and got tattoos last night. Well, not me, but I brought them to go get tattoos. I paid for his to get done. My roommate Daniel got a pretty interesting tattoo. he got a tattoo of a dick butt with a dick on its butt on his butt. So yeah. Whew. Okay, well, almost done. Now it's just time to put it all back together. Now we've got to take this little adapter out in here. Hopefully it'll come out nice and easy. Oh, bruh.
Impact.
Oh, yep.
Boom, I'm a genius.
Hopefully my little electric impact will take them loose. We're having trouble because this entire hub is wanting to spin now instead of just loosening the bolts. Do you have any ideas? So we're putting a ratchet strap around this hub right now. He's gonna pull on it and we're gonna put our feet on it. And this is gonna work. Kids, this is why you buy power tools. Oh. This is the most... This is how you get it done. Buy air impacts, kids.
Watch your belt.
You gotta undo your belt. Bro, oh my god. The more that I look at it, the funnier it gets. Oh my gosh. This is becoming a mess. We finally got the little collar out of the old diff, and we're putting it into the new, to me, I guess, diff. This is becoming a lot bigger project than what I was expecting, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. You got it? I'm gonna let go. All right. Oh, don't let it tilt off. Don't let it tilt off.
That's good. You're good. Keep going.
Okay, I'm trying to bolt in this bolt over here. Hold it just like that. It's feeding in. Okay, so the diff is up. Right now we're just tightening up the 4 bolts that hold it in place. And then after that, all we have to do is put the axles in and get all of that out of the way, and then it should be pretty straightforward and simple after that. So 331s, here we go. Okay, so the diff is finally put in. We got the jack out of the way. All 4 of the bolts that are holding this thing up are tight again. All we have left to do now is connect the drive shaft back to the front of that pumpkin up there, slide the axles in the side, and then reassemble both suspension pieces on both sides, replace the hubs, everything like that. So we're getting close, I guess. I would say we have another probably hour and a half, 2 hours, but... So the axle is in on this side. I'm gonna grab this hub now, slide it up onto this axle, and reconnect a few of the suspension pieces just to get that hub to hold up in place once again. Just hold that axle up. Right now I'm sliding on this axle nut. After that, I'm gonna tighten up all the remaining bolts that hold on this hub in place because I just put them hand tight real quick. And then after that, I just need to move to the other side, do the same thing, replace the caliper. After we put up the exhaust and the drive shaft, we're gonna be done. So we're making good time. Just have a few various bolts to tighten up on this side, and then this side will be done, and I just need to repeat it on the other side. We are getting so close. I cannot wait to see the difference between these 2 gearings. All we've got to do now is go underneath the car, tighten up the drive shaft back onto the diff housing. After that, then we just need to put on the axle back mufflers back onto the X-pipe, and we're done. Well, we got the drive shaft bolts tightened up. Everything is good on that end. So now we just need to install these axle backs back onto the X-pipe right here, and then we're actually done. Well, the second side is up. Right now we're just tightening up the bolts to actually hold the exhaust in place. We've only got one more side to go. This is the last bolt. How long have we been working on this?
Since like 2, and it's probably around 9.
9:15, and we've been working on it since 2. Yeah. Let me put these wheels back up here and put the lug nuts on, and then we can go give it a little bit of a test drive. Well, a few hours later and a whole lot of hard work, we finally got 331 gears in this thing. Let's go take it on a test drive around the parking lot, make sure everything is all good. Oh, this thing is just nasty, man. Gotta let it warm up for just a second before I take off on it. New motor problems, but after that, we'll drive around the parking lot. Hopefully I don't hear any crazy noises. That would suck. Jeez, you can already see in first gear, even just cruising around the parking lot, first gear is so much longer. 2,000 RPMs right now, and I'm almost to 15 miles an hour. That would have never happened on 373s. That's wild. We should go to the highway real quick. I'm kind of itching for it. Okay, well, we're gonna take a quick trip over to Mexico real quick. I am itching to do just one, at least just one little baby pull with these gears and see what they're like. Oh, the top end is gonna be so much better. So I'm excited. That is crazy. I'm in 5th gear right now, and we're only at 2,500 at 60. That is almost what I was at in 6th. 60 miles an hour in 6th gear. It is only at 1,500 RPMs. You can even hear audibly. The drone is not nearly as bad. Normally it is very loud right now. Again, for a naturally aspirated car that doesn't make too much power, those 373 gears and that torsion diff from the performance pack cars are amazing. They are seriously fantastic. But whenever you slap a blower on here and you start making a lot of power, you just run through those 373 gears so fast that they're pretty much pointless. So the longer gear ratio, the better, honestly. You get a lot higher mile per hour at the track, and you get a lot faster times because you don't have to shift as much. Plus, they're really good for highway roll racing and all of that good stuff. So we'll do a little mild acceleration and see what it's like. into 5th gear until like 130. That is mind-blowing. Normally, I'm in 5th gear a long time before 130.
How's it feel?
Okay, dude, these are insane. Listen to me. This car seriously has top end for days. 2nd gear is finally usable. I didn't even lose traction that bad in 2nd.
Honestly, like, I mean, I know I'm not near as experienced as some other people, but like, you can feel it just kind of give up after like 4,500, 5,000.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Whenever I would climb up to like 100 plus miles an hour, this car would like fall on its face. Right now, that is seriously where it starts to really pull hard.
Wow.
You don't even shift into 5th until 130. So 6 is probably gonna be around 155 or 160. Well, we are pulling up back at home now. That, just for one little pull, that like blew my mind. This thing is gonna be wild. This is gonna be seriously crazy. I'm telling you, I'm gonna try my hardest to get this thing in the 9s next time I go to the track. If we could get this car that I bought and build myself into 9s, I would lose my mind. That would just be, that'd be wild. Anyways, guys, yeah, the gears are definitely impressive, so I really don't even know what to say. Whenever we go race people now on the highway, I know it is going to be just disgusting. I haven't been racing a lot because I've been really waiting on getting these gears before I race anybody else on the highway or anything like that, because it's almost not even fair. The 373 gears just fall on their face so hard, and these seriously are just, it's like a rocket ship at top end. It's crazy. It just does not stop pulling. Anyways, though, we are going to be racing a lot more now soon. I cannot wait. We're gonna hopefully be able to race some really fast cars, and it's gonna be crazy. I cannot wait. As for right now though, guys, we are about to back up back into the garage and park this baby, go back inside, cook some steaks and stuff like that. So as always, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button below. Go check out some of my other videos. Drop this video a like if you haven't already, because this is the start of something crazy, I know for sure. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you want to see me race, because I am open to racing pretty much anybody right now, win or lose. I don't care. If they're 3,000 plus horsepower, line up, we're running. Okay, well, we made it back home and she is in the garage, so that's going to be all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
It's one life, yeah, and one day. It's one life, yeah, and one day. It's one life, yeah, and one day. One life, one day. It's one life, yeah, and one day. It's one life, yeah, and one day. It's one life.